It's like I do hope it's not the chief, just because like if they kill off the chief, that's telegraphed as
Oh,
like well, he's already dead.
exactly. Fucking, or he's about to be. No, that fucking stupid. Let's test it.
When Sunny stops, it's like, hey, remember Fubuki and Halara's? Fortes is like, well, the murderer would not have access to Darius unless it was the chief.
That's true.
Like, to be fair on the game, if they are going to be evidence, it's going to be hard to put that into the evidence without, like, giving it away.
Alright, okay. Let's grab that. Copy. Post.
So, I've been watching Joe play Tales of Arise, and I really need to get around to that game.
It's fun.
From what I've been seeing, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, if it gives you an idea of where he is, I've been watching him fight wolves.
I don't know what that is.
Fair enough.
It's been so long. I need to get back to finishing it.
Also fair enough.
Oh, hey, Spit. I didn't even know he jumped by.
Your list is long enough. I
Yeah.
fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to, like, whenever I feel like I do one thing, like, two more get added to it. Like, the roguelike series is especially bad with that. There's so many good ones just end up in my library, thanks to Humble. If I stream tonight, I was thinking of, like, playing something Dragon Ball Z because of the news. But then I thought, that's a little bit cash grabby.
Yeah.
Or too cash grabby for me.
I'd do it after the day of that. Just as, and in remembrance. Not on the day.
Hmm. I forgot to put the 69 video on the HFC server. Oops.
Alright, we're good. Let's start recording in 3, 2. Oh, Jesus, I'm glad. Oh, so many. I'm honestly glad Hades 2 is still a bit away from being really. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's start recording. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to more Master Detective Archives Raincoat. I'm Jack Kronos, joined with my co-host Shane.
Time to cut up some sins.
Yeah. So last time we did this, we did a lot of chapter 4, and we ended up in the mystery lab, but we had to call it for the day, but because we couldn't do anything. So we're continuing from there. Let's figure out who killed the doctor.
Yeah, was that me because of work, or was that something else?
Yeah, it was work. It was, but it was getting late too. So.
Fair enough.
Yes, there was an intruder.
So now that he gets done talking, Hades 2 looks so nice. I haven't even played Hades 1.
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
Hey,
It's been an entire week.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's head inside.
Keep complaining, it will turn you into a marketable plushie, Twilight.
Oh, good, I can finally die.
There was an intruder.
Fuck,
for
you're
sure.
right.
We know someone bumped into Amapal.
The culprit probably hit Amapel on their way out. After that, they must have intended to leave the lab, but they couldn't because we were in the front chamber.
Here's
So
when
they
those
hid
pussies come
inside
out.
the decontamination device to avoid us.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up
You didn't
excuses,
even know
Master.
there to begin
It's
with,
not an
didn't you?
excuse.
Not to mention there wouldn't have been a way to get into that because Amapal doesn't have hands.
Oh, so
This is chapter 4.
chapter 4.
But it is true. If I had thought about
And
why
early on in
Amapel
the
was
mystery
knocked over
labyrinth.
at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush or searched for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Yeah, but this is a hitman you're dealing with. He could have killed you then and there, man.
Master, wallowing in regret.
Like,
is
imagine
no
a timeline
more
where,
time
like,
for that. You have time to keep
Fubuki
going.
rewinded.
Right.
Human might have gotten killed by, I think.
I forgot I could keep moving while I was doing that. No, oh well. I just woke
I mean,
up.
easy enough to forget.
Today is death. Is the mystery? Yes, or it's basically you're putting together the entire case, the clues and all that to figure out the true culprit of what has caused
Really?
everything. Yeah, at
Another
least for the
fork in
chapter.
the path.
Which is must feel iffy. It is a nice segment. Cause like we're going through the
Seems like we're
case and
finally
figuring
at the
things
central
out.
question.
Instead of having to do it on the spot.
This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
You can bring your own stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
Huh?
How'd the culprit enter the lab? I'm gonna go. Got deactivated security by cutting power. Never entered in the first. No, because that wouldn't make sense because the backup generator would have come back on. Never entered in the first place.
He would have
Invited.
never entered, wouldn't he?
He would have had to have get in. He had to get in.
Which
somewhere.
we had the robot.
Yeah. He would have been invited in by the doctor. Because the doctor would be the only one that could disable the fucking thing.
So it'd be somebody the doctor knows.
Right here!
Possibly.
The doctor invited the culprit in? But why?
Things are so muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside. If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security? He wouldn't need it if he was expecting a guest.
But then who would the guest have
A
been?
trap?
Guess you were wrong, Yuma. Well, I already knew that before you entered.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? You should have said so earlier.
I don't
People
think you would have
only
given us an
grow
honest
from past
answer, to be
mistakes.
honest.
Which is why I purposely...
Master, we have to get out of here!
How do we get out?
Darkly, they remind me of the giant statue bosses from Dragon Quest.
Alright, I'll try.
Alright. Why is invited in by the doctor not correct? Security log in the critical lab whenever the security system is turned on or off. The date is automatically recorded. Records show the security system was disabled an hour ago. It has not been turned on back on since. Yuma and company used armor power to disable the security. Last time it was disabled before, that was 90 days ago. In other words, until Yuma and company disabled it, the security system had been running without issue for the past 90 days.
So that's what happens if you go down a wrong path.
Unless this is the right path and they're just trying to fuck with us.
Fair.
Well,
I'm gonna feel very smooth playing the game, aren't I?
The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in.
I assume that's gonna lead you back.
Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to the truth.
Maybe, but if you hadn't messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
I know. I'll do better next time.
Services.
Back where we started.
Yep, you're back. I was surprised there's not a lock or something on the door now.
But why give me that answer on the fucking walkthrough then to begin with?
Oh, you are reading the walkthrough.
Yeah. You won't let the other doors. Sure, keep following the guide. Stick a swing. Okay, so it's meant to be like that. There's a reason for this. You never entered in the first place. Maybe you gotta try all three to figure. Oh, I get it. You're narrowing it down, basically. We're trying to.
Oh, okay.
That explains it.
Right here!
Hey, you also didn't lose health. I just realized.
You said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide?
No, that doesn't make sense either.
If the doctor committed suicide, then the culprit wasn't the intruder, but the doctor himself.
But if the doctor did it, there would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
You gotta go to take apart every piece. This is gonna be wrong too.
Huh? This route is wrong too? Again?
What? Case with the schoolgirls.
No need to worry.
Like individually, they were
I
all
don't mind it at
wrong.
all if we can't find a way to move forward.
Sheesh. Even I'm losing motivation. You can take care of this on your own, can't you, Master?
Yeah.
Don't let him influence you!
Meh. There are 3 stab wounds in Dr.
Yeah.
Huesca's back. One of them still has a knife stuck in it. With no other injuries, it appears to be the cause of death. There's
I
no-
forgot completely about the other knife.
Yeah, this is us basically just figuring out every step of what happened, but narrowing down everything as well.
That's right. The doctor was
By the way,
stabbed 3 times.
am I
in the
too
back.
loud or am I fine?
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
One
I just
stab
remembered
would've
in
indicated
one of my
that he had the
pre-recorded
knife in
parts with
place,
this new mic,
then
I was
fell
like
on it to
really
kill
loud for
himself.
some reason.
But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
Unless he somehow programmed the robot, but the robot was with us. No, it wasn't at this point. It was with the
No
other doctor.
excuses, Master. Do it again.
You're tired, Yuma.
But like,
Why
even
don't
with the
you
other doctor, we
lie
would have
down
seen
for
it
a
just
bit?
roll
Resting
out.
here wouldn't help
Would
me
it be?
at all.
We'll see.
Well, I assume we're gonna be clearing the mystery labyrinth tonight at least.
Oh, no, definitely. We're not, I think that's what the main thing will be tonight, is getting this done. Because we started, I didn't mean to start late, I just, couldn't fucking wake up.
I understand. Like, I remember a couple weeks ago when like I started feeling sick and just lost a day.
Well, this is the only one we could choose.
Well, weren't the doors sealed?
Right here.
All 3 of them were, yeah. But we did have we had a knockout of power, but it went straight to a generator. But that's not enough time to get through
The
everything.
culprit used the blackout to slip past security and into the lab. That answer is pretty simple. Almost too simple.
That opened, but it's gonna be
What?
the same. It's gonna be the same problem.
Huh? What? This was the last route!
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels. Perhaps you're the real culprit.
Game in a nutshell right here.
Really, Master?
Of course not! Focus! We need to get out of here!
This critical lab security system operates on a separate power. Ah, there you go. A separate power system. That's also true. Even if they cut off the thing, there's no way it would have failed. It would have stayed on the entire time. There's no way to get through.
There's in many ways.
The doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the lab switchboard wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
So something, there's another route here that's not being shown to us.
What's going on? Were all three routes wrong?
I wonder what it means.
There's another route just heading off, I assume. That's what it means. Unless something's gonna happen to make it appear.
You gotta do all three and then they rule themselves off. There it is.
Hey! There's another door!
I get it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared.
Interesting.
I love it was
The
just
mystery
there the entire
labyrinth not
time.
only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one, you opened the path to the right answer.
You sound disappointed.
Who cares? Let's just see what's in the final route!
Not again! Via spectral.
They used spectral projection to enter and kill him?
Then,
So then
Culprit.
Twilight would be the culprit, right?
I can't believe the culprit entered the
But
labyrinth with
you
us.
can't
That's
hurt
never
under that.
happened.
Yeah, I was gonna
Can't
say
you?
that's impossible.
How dare you trick me! There is no escape! Once the mystery labyrinth is solved, the culprit will be judged! Master, let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and both kill this dude!
Hold on!
Be
And
too easy.
the labyrinth's trying to trick people again.
I know he gets separated and Twilight dies, but I'm surprised he still followed us.
Huh? Another trap?
That's why I said to wait.
So, like, in his
There's
suit,
no
it'd be
way
like,
Vivian's the
yeah,
culprit.
go through the door.
Well, that and the fact is he's got to make it. He's got things to do once he gets out as well. So best bet is just
But,
to
like-
keep following us to the end.
If you can't kill anybody while spectral, of course they're gonna be coming back.
Yeah.
So, like, I just would
This thing. I won't be convinced until
be
you do.
multiplying.
The labyrinth's trying to give us every last piece of a wrong answer to either fuck with us, but also narrow the shit down. Alright. As heard from Vivia, the traits of ghost form are as follows. You cannot touch anything while using spectral projection, you cannot take over someone else's body, and nor can it be heard. You're ghost, basically. You can't... There's no way to do that. You can't kill anyone.
To begin with, nothing can be touched
It's
while in
silence.
ghost form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife. So it's not possible that he stabbed the doctor. Now, do you trust Vivia?
Master, I've said this 1,000 times. But a detective must suspect everything.
Which is
Besides,
true.
It's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
Sorry.
Twilight
I
was
do
not
try
the
to stay
imposter.
out of sight.
Anyway, let's go back.
Get rid of this one.
I feel
and
like
we'll see.
all the Among Us jokes, both this and us have been
If he's
making,
not the culprit,
more specifically me.
then we're back to square one.
Let's
I
try
feel like
going
I
back
should
to the
do
fork in the
Among
path.
Us, just like for
Maybe
one-off.
something else changed.
I did it once and I fucking hated it. Like after it, I was like, and I never wanted to do it again. So I was bored. It's not my kind of game.
I feel like it's one of those things that like you need a chaotic group.
Yeah, you can't you can't go in like with a base group of people. It's boring.
Nothing's changed.
There aren't any new doors. What? There's nowhere to go? What was the point of eliminating all the other paths?
Come on.
Don't start with that again. How about you help us for a change? You better cooperate, unless you want to get chopped up by Master Solution Blade.
Oh, hold on, Shinigami.
I don't
I
think
don't
Yuma
like
had
it
it.
chopped up. I dislike pain immensely. But you know, the journey up to now wasn't a waste. We did eliminate many possibilities.
But that means nothing if we can't reach the truth.
Nothing. Why do you want the truth in the first place?
Huh?
It's easy to say you want the truth. But are you sure you can handle it? No
I do
matter
appreciate
how
Twilight
cruel
for doing this.
truth may be.
Can I handle it?
I'm still not
Like-
sure if you're the kind of person who can. I bet you're not sure either. And that's why you're still so hesitant. This mystery labyrinth also reflects your reluctance. Maybe that's why you can't reach the truth.
What are you talking about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I won't hesitate to expose the truth.
So you still haven't realized
Hi,
it?
that's his question.
Guess you're not quite there yet. Well, that's fine for now. But eventually, you'll be forced to make a choice. When that happens, you'll have to prove your conviction and expose the truth. Like you said.
Enough nonsense. Let's find some clues.
As an apology for the distraction, let me tell you something. This labyrinth appears to change shape by reflecting our investigation. So, instead of following the revealed path, isn't it possible to carve your own path?
Carve my own path? That's right, Shinigami! We can create new routes with our own deductions. Maybe we can do it.
Sometimes, just a slight change in perspective is enough to completely change how
This
you
is
see
this is a
things.
completely
So
true
if I
thing.
change my perspective here, I might see
Like-
something new.
In one of the
Hey, bit
previous, like 2 previous ones before, we managed to create a ladder to another truth.
Hmm.
So,
I see. I was so focused on how to overcome the security system, but that's not
I
right.
saw- I heard a
need to change
YouTube
my
video once
perspective
some
and
guy
think about
say
who could have overcome it.
it's good to have a guy
Box
who's not
yourself in
involved in
with
like
your own
internet
assumptions.
antics to just explain internet antics to.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
As a similar kind of thing to what Twilight just said.
I hate when the anemic vampire tells us what to do. But if Master wants to, then fine. I'll lend you my power. Lay it all out, Master.
oh, here we go.
I've seen this for a while. So that beats are the sight for sore eyes. Like, there's always something a bit so comfy about beats.
Yeah.
Puzzle it out.
It was capable of overcoming the security system? Well, The only one I could think of is what we used to get in. Pal.
That's right!
So they did use the robot?
They would have had to.
But it was... No, it was with the other doctor.
But he did say we had some missing. I think he
Oh.
said something about that.
Tick tock, tick tock.
I am so glad you're not getting ranked for these. Thanks to that timer.
That's right! Great!
Got it. Oh.
Oh!
Time for
Just
Shitty
like
Beam.
noise.
I wish I had the emote of. Oh yeah! Oh, staircase.
A new route appeared.
First time the beam has actually appeared in these labyrinths.
Perhaps I said too much. Well, nothing has been solved yet.
I wish you'd express yourself a little better. How can we tell if you're happy or sad?
I've never been
You
happy
don't.
or sad in my entire life. I want to die someday.
This guy's hopeless!
Anyway,
To be
let's
honest, I
explore
don't
this
believe
new
in
route.
either.
Alright, here we go.
But like, if it is who I think it is, it's somebody who like he clearly has got some sort of emotional attachment to. Like,
When you think about who could get past security, the only option we know of is Amapal.
True, and that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot, right? How is it related to the case?
I say this
Don't
every
know yet,
case, but like the visual work of this game is
Amapal
really
can get
nice.
through
Oh, yeah.
security. It must be important.
Like, can't go wrong with a nice stairway to the sky. But like,
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom.
but it's different.
Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
No way. Huh? Doctor?
Oh, Bunsen, Professor Saltarmi.
Wait. What the? Wait. Who are you? Help! Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
Yeah, you're right.
The mystery materialized.
It's
Must
like,
be related
because
to
of
what
that
the
clip, we have
doctor
a
just
rough
said.
idea of like how long the hitman would have been in there.
So the question is, who did the doctor say, "Who are you?" to?
Oh, he does have a book.
Well, I'll leave it to you.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
Well, Union Knight wasn't Amapal, wasn't the culprit. I don't think it was anybody.
Wait, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it have been the culprit?
Because we got rid of that choice before that there was no one that the fucking
The trap didn't activate. Does that mean we
No
found
one
the
came
right
in.
answer?
to the thing.
Uh,
Remember the previous one?
ooh.
It was like, oh, we thought, oh, well, maybe it was someone the doctor knew, but no, that wasn't the answer at all. And all the previous four don't make sense. So how did someone get into the labyrinth? Get into his thing? I don't think there was anyone in there to begin with.
Huh? So the right answer is no one? Why would the doctor say who are
I'm
you
confused.
if no one was
That's
there?
same. I'm just. Ugh.
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right?
That too. It was like, how? There was no one in there. And there hadn't been anyone in there for 90 days. Except for him. That's it.
And that was before I borrowed Amapel.
But then, how did
So
he get
the only
stabbed?
explanation is that no one was there.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
Why do I get the feeling that... Remember that kick mark? On the damn robot? Why do I get the
And
feeling...
how it's on their head when it should be on its side.
Yeah. Why do I get the feeling that he was... That Amapau was being ridden by that fucking... By the attacker the entire way through.
Didn't I say something along those lines when it was happening?
Possibly, yeah.
That, like, you could just ride across that thing?
Mm. And it could support... And remember, it can support 100 kilos.
Which is more than, like, the average person.
Yeah.
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
I think we
What?
unintentionally
Everett's
led the
obviously
fucking
just decided.
criminal in
Who
there
cares
with
what
the
hell
robot.
Geezer was thinking anyway?
But... Huh?
But it
So,
looks like this is the only way we
he
can go.
Jumped...
Besides,
Where did he...
I am curious
would he
about
have
what was
jumped
going
on
through
them?
his mind.
When he was hiding in the ventilation.
Oh, shit, yeah.
He would have been hiding in the ventilation, and waiting for his chance. Robot comes in. He could just jump, wait for it to go ahead, and then jump on it, and then ride the whole thing through.
It could be an
And then
important
at that
factor in
point,
solving the mystery behind
It doesn't
this
really
case.
matter who Fubuki's for... Ah. If Fubuki... Ah.
If
What am I trying to say?
Fubuki tried to rewind, it wouldn't have mattered, because he would
Yeah.
have still been riding it. And considering she can only go back a certain amount of time, who knows what could have... Like, it wouldn't have mattered. The only way to figure that
As
out...
you would have no reason to take time all the way back to, like, with the robot would see.
Mm. Even if we found out going back, she can't go back further until she's more trained for it.
Still, being forced to take a side
It, like-
route is too much trouble.
Even if the
Makes me
hitman
wish I
didn't
was
know
there.
about her forte, it doesn't really matter, because she rewinds time, she rewinds everything.
Mm.
As
Well-
far as the hitman would have known, she just... Well, we just did it in the first try.
Yeah.
So, Master,
That would have been incredibly lucky
you have
for
an
the
idea about
hitman.
what the geezer was thinking?
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?" I think the doctor was putting on an act.
An act? Really?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why. We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
You want to set up, like, an accident lab or something. Like, turn the lab into Dispenser Manson.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yo.
He's here too?
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Weska's motive this way? Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
Well, he said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
God damn it, Vivia.
We can't do that! If he's trying to block our path,
I don't
then this route
know.
must
Yeah,
be
he looks
important.
trustworthy.
Nah,
I mean, I see half an angel.
fine.
Why does it look like a male version of fucking... Of the fusion of, Angelwoman and Lady Devil and Lady Devil, whatever.
I think it is literally just Lady Devilmon,
Yeah.
but I can see it.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off. So, I'm gonna end you here
I'm also
and now.
reminded a little bit of Safer Sephiroth.
Is that for, it looks just like a whole conglomeration of different...
Like RPG final bosses.
Or Shimigami shit.
Hmm.
Here we go.
This was all part of the doctor's plan?
Oh yeah, it's getting
Didn't have a
threatened.
plan at all.
But by who?
by his conglomerate.
That exchange on the intercom
Or
wasn't
by-
an act.
By
There was
his,
no reason to put on a show.
Oh shit! Ah, fuck.
The doctor misunderstood.
Collaborator. That's
You probably don't know
So who's
this.
the collaborator?
where Bray's
Wesker
partner
put his
is.
soul into his work. The research was going well. The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
Ah, no, he wasn't.
This is the truth.
I don't think there is a loyal to Amaterasu after that lady got cubed.
No, the doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward. He said so in the messages he wrote.
You little...
But I really can't blame anybody for trying to escape this place.
Yomi's rebuttal. What was that? What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Right. The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu. And whoever he was emailing knew that. So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
What are we gonna do if the doctor just gets up, having faked his death?
I don't know.
It's the security gate. Everything's locked up.
I love how every
Which
time he's
means This is
surprised.
a complex
Yeah.
problem. We have to choose the right door.
That's gonna be the
and
running
insert the
gag
correct
from this.
solution key.
I'm gonna always do that. Do a variation of a scream whenever he fucking is about to get stabbed.
I mean, this far in, I
Way
may as well
more
keep
hassle
the
than before.
Yumakoko
Guess
head.
I'll
Oh
leave
yeah,
it
that's
to
as
you,
his name.
Yuma.
But I imagine somebody's got a name
always.
drop in next chapter.
I've also like I was looking up who had also had played this game, and some other VTubers had, and some were like, "What the fuck? That's his name?" They laughing their asses off.
Good, it's not just me.
Yeah, it's so weird. All right, how did the doctor plan to escape Kanai?
It's like, it doesn't sound like a real name, and apparently it is.
Was gonna swap places. And he was going. The doctor's notes describe that. It is desired as a person being splashed with sulfuric acid. Doing this would cause clothes and skin to melt, rendering the victim unrecognizable. Son of a bitch!
Ah,
He ain't dead! You were right!
I'm surprised.
Which means the doctor was the one on top of the robot.
But he had a clear corpse, didn't he?
He swapped places.
Oh, the door actually opened. I knew I could let Yuma handle it.
Are you sure you aren't a phantom?
Yeah.
Which means 90 days there had been a person in there with him.
Or body.
Of course, E equals MC square.
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
Oh, you were right. It was a fake. It was a corpse that he already had pre-planned.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai
Oh
Ward.
god, 90 days,
Or
that
so
corpse
he
must have
thought.
stunk.
Wow! Melting a corpse with sulfuric acid? Yay! So cool and grotesque!
For God's sakes.
So who was the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape. When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Oh.
Think about it. The doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up?
It's a good
I
point.
thought that was
Tell
a
me this
taunt.
so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
And that was the act he put on by asking you, who are you?
Hey, Joe.
Like, that was Tales of Arise.
Perhaps that was a trap.
It looks
to lure
really
you
fun.
in, Yuma.
He was trying to lure Master?
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up.
That's a good point. He did see them, and he thought to himself, "Well, they're not gonna. If that hitman's on here, I can use one of the detectives as bait."
So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security
So did
system,
he figure...
and thereby
Yeah, he must have figured out that
acquire the
Fubuki was
corpse he
stupid.
needed as his
Because he was ready to
decoy.
invite her specifically in.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
It's a good
Well,
story. Put on
he
story
couldn't
mode
have
with
used
easy
another
combat because the
researcher.
combat was annoying me.
Someone would have noticed
Uh,
their
I
but-
remember
actions.
Ween as a cheese strat,
He
but
needed
fair enough.
visitors.
Well, surprisingly, I
People
I
from
believe the combat's
outside
really
to
fun,
pull it
but
off.
that could just be Joe's personal choice when it comes to the combat. He's not used to it.
I don't remember what that cheese strat was now, though.
Can't go up this way, so we're just gonna keep moving forward.
But, like, to be fair, if you're gonna use a cheese strat, you may as well just put it on story mode anyway.
Yeah. I love the combat though, because I'm used to Tales of games and how they play. And I've just loved how the evolution of combat has been.
Yeah, I've heard it's one of those series where, like, you start as far
Didn't
into
know
the
the
series as
security had
possible.
rushed
Yeah.
into the lab.
I still think Zillia is one of my favorites. Zillia, the both Zillia games, Asteria and Berseria, Vesperia is also really good too.
Berseria is one that I really want to play as well.
You'd have to do this, start with
What?
You'd have to start with Asteria first.
Aw, so close.
You want that?
I mean, you could actually. I say that, but you could start with Berseria first if you want it, then go to Asteria. But I think you'd appreciate Asteria more. First, because the combat evolves from Asteria's battle system.
But the doctor's plan failed. And
Well,
he
she is a
actually got
Shinigami, a
killed by
death
the
god.
hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab after that exchange. So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
This is getting to what you were guessing.
Yeah.
I try to think if I've ever seen a sexy skeleton in an anime. I assume that Monster Girl Encyclopedia.
Eins ungone.
Where
Fair.
are we?
Yeah.
This place is a real mystery.
Also, I really like
Again,
this
I
puppet theater
suppose that
style.
checks out.
Paper theater.
This is a massive Danganronpa reference.
Huh? Shinigami?
Because they had cardboard. The during the death stuff would be cardboard cutouts.
And what's he? I assume.
Ah, she's not a popsicle stick.
What? Ha!
So,
I'll quickly give you a
is that
picture.
your final answer?
I haven't said anything yet.
What's he?
That's just gonna take me straight to the image. No.
Master, you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside. Now then, here's our fate.
There you go,
fork in
and-
the road. It's life or death. We are at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering
She's got a
I do
golden
greatly
microphone in her
appreciate
hand.
how.
last.
What? Oh my god, he does too.
Now, Master, which one will you choose?
You know, pose-wise, that's almost Disgaea-esque.
Yeah, the culprit ended before Amapal.
When I directed Amapal to go into the doctor's lab, he already had a knife stuck in him, which means he was murdered before Amapal entered the doctor's lab.
Your answer?
When he was opening the door.
Remember, we didn't see it till
Is correct! Congratulations, Master! Would you like to double down?
What are you talking about?
Yes.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Also, I was looking into recent stuff with Kei-san in the recent Yakuza games. Apparently, from what I've heard, she not only does she dub her own thing in Japanese, but she does it in English as well. And
Yeah.
she also ad-libbed
This is
a lot.
great.
A lot of what she ad-libbed ended up in the main game. Which is incredible. I'm thinking of doing, maybe not doing the entire Yakuza series on stream, but doing more of the
I
recent
will.
Little. We're narrowing
The more
down
recent
when
ones
the
I will gladly
culprit
do,
enters.
because I'll play the other ones off stream, because I'll have a lot
but
more time
we
to play
still
them.
don't know how yet.
Like, I'm trying to
It had to
beeline
be
the
between
main
when we
quest
spoke
in
to the doctor
Skyrim,
over the
just so then I can move to
and when
Yakuza
Amapal
1.
entered his lab.
I mean, you could always just, I mean, what
During
are
that
your days
time,
of
the
streaming?
culprit
Like?
entered the doctor's lab and murdered
Monday,
him.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday,
So the most
Sunday.
likely time would be when you went to borrow
Same as
Amapal,
me.
Master.
Monday and Tuesday are whatever the heck I
But
want.
Fubuki waited at the
Friday
front
is the
chamber
big
while Tetsuhiko
projects.
and I went to
Saturday and
borrow
Sunday
Amapal.
are the Lego series.
She said no one entered or left the lab.
I
And
would-
of course, whenever you go into my time, I just go into the next day.
Yeah. But I would gladly, do, I think my starting point with the Yakuza stuff now would be Ishin, Yakuza 7.
Huh? We're
The
back
man
on
I
the
who-
hear
original
7 is a
path.
good starting point.
Yeah, well, more so for the more recent stuff. I'm just depending on which one, because Ishin you can start at because that's before the entire timeline in general.
Hmm.
So it's like it doesn't matter that much. And I want to do the man who changed his name or something like that, and the
Erase his name.
yeah, and the other one. But the other ones I want to do off stream because I just want to play them myself. Because there's a lot of
You're
them.
supposed to try opening
and I'd
that
rather-
door now.
If we get to it, I want to do it later on.
Well, there's only 6
sure
of them.
that
Problem
from
is,
here
it's
on
6
out-
big games.
No,
It's not just
6.
about when,
Yakuza
but also
0,
how
which is
the
7,
culprit got in.
and
There's 0.
Yuma. There's no need to
But
push
0 is good, I
yourself
can confirm.
if
I will
things
go
get
through my
too
own way. So we
hard.
probably won't get to Yakuza till next year, depending.
No, I can do it. I'm
I mean,
going
my
to
plan was to
solve
get to Yakuza 1 last month, but if you can guess how well that went.
Yeah, I plan to do 0, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sometime this year. Because I finished Kiwami 2 like I think early last year or something. Oh no, before last year. It's been over a year.
This is a map of the critical
I know I
lab.
saw you driving around
So
in a
we have
car in
determined where the
5.
culprit was before the murder.
We'll have to solve them one at a time. Let's start with this mystery.
Was like, I keep forgetting, Kiro doesn't drive
If we know
because
where
Japan
the
is
culprit
so
was before they got
compactualized,
in, this
not
route
because he
will be
actually
clear
can't
too.
drive.
He can drive, he just doesn't drive that
Hmm.
much because it is a compact, and you got easy travel like public transport over the place.
Do you know
Like-
where, Yuma?
It's not like a New York situation where like traffic is just that bad. It's just like most of the places in Japan, from what I understand, you can get to by walking or by the public trains.
Got it.
So most people just do that.
The culprit must have been here.
Yay! It opened!
After the exchange on the intercom, given there was always a detective at the front chamber, when we went to borrow Amapal, The culprit had to have already made their way inside.
Meaning that once we left to go get Amapel, they went in to the air vent, got in there, waited for Amapel to come through.
But the airlock
It was
is the
Fubuki on
only
guard,
location
right?
that isn't affected by the security system. There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device.
Like, I hate
before
to
committing the
play on
crime.
her being stupid, but like, I feel who was detective on guard is very important because of that.
And it's not like Fubuki killed him. She wouldn't have. She wouldn't have bothered with that.
I'd pay to see that, actually.
By the way,
I got told to use a knife. Lady, that's a spoon. That's a what?
Yeah.
God, you say spoon, I'm reminded of that old fucking YouTube video about the guy that ran away from a killer that used spoons.
Oh god, right.
You remember that? Yeah, that was a fucking
Yes.
weird ass video.
but I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime. So you think
Are
the
you telling me
culprit
to
was
turn
in
the
there
lights on,
before the
Blondie?
crime too?
Yeah. The culprit was waiting for their chance. But
I
we
think-
had no idea when we sent Amapel into the airlock.
Oh, it might have been before that too. Maybe it might have been during the first
And
meeting.
from there, Yuma, you guided Amapal to the doctor's lab. So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapal could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big question.
Just bonk your heads.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapal unit.
You're very clever, aren't you,
The
Kitty?
research
Ow, ow,
mentioned
ow,
there
I
was only
deserve that.
one functioning Amapal.
Which means the Amapal Yuma controlled was the only one that could get past security.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of Master's Amapal to get into the doctor's lab.
Also, that's
That's
pretty.
the
Just
only
the
way. But
What are
how
they?
did they use it?
Books?
Papers?
Pages,
No
papers.
solving
Yeah.
the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
Also, Blondie, if you're gonna hang around the mic,
I
please
have an
purr
idea.
into it.
Will you hear me out?
What is it?
How about giving up? I'm getting tired.
Nope, motion denied.
I mean, this place must be like his Friday's paradise because of all the pages.
Yep.
Assuming there's not this gibberish on them.
Probably just research
Another
notes.
fork in the road. Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
Oh, this is complicated. Wait till we figure out the
I know, right?
entire mystery of Amaterasu. Jesus fuck.
Beyond each problem lies the truth. We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this
No,
mystery.
purr into the mic. That's your tail.
How did the culprit use Amapal? We know this already. He just wrote it. And that was a guess, but it was a logical guess that made sense.
I mean, how would using it as a weapon even work?
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
You'd have to be pretty strong to be able
Given
to
the
lift
process
it.
of elimination, that must be it. Amapal's hands aren't designed
And
to
a shield
hold
won't
anything,
really mean much if
so
the
it
floor is
couldn't
the
use the knife to
problem.
murder the doctor. Which means Amapal wasn't the murder weapon, and the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapal?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
Fuck!
That was the wrong answer!
A minecart segment? Just with the armor power?
You can see that. Yes, it is. Nope.
Oh. I was honestly expecting that.
Fuck off. Go away, EA Games. You're in my way.
Huh? We're...
I
We've
did see
been
they
there
ported a
before.
bunch of their older
It
stuff
looks like
to
we've been
Steam
brought
today.
back.
Yeah.
But
And
the
that
door we
tempts
opened
me.
earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah,
But like somewhere I
wonder why.
have Dungeon Keeper I got from GOG. Like, that's good shit.
Huh?
Never played the sequel,
Even
though.
the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again. We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapao. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Pig curled up in a ball.
That's a mood.
Hey, don't sit down!
What should I do?
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
5 more
Fine.
minutes, Mom.
Just one thing that we're back at. Where was the culprit before the crime?
You know what, I say that,
Because
but you
you're
probably
stuck
get a
at,
Mario Milky's
how
joke
did the
coming from
culprit
City
use Amapao?
afterwards.
With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapao was used?
Help him out more! More, more,
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right? At that moment, only the culprit and Amapao were there. So
I just
maybe
love
the
the
culprit did
faces.
something.
The culprit did something
The
to
fact that you were
Amapao?
still bubbling.
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them. Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
Something strange. Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapao sees. It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa, what was that?
That! I forgot about that.
So did
Did it
I.
break already? I thought it was state of the art.
No, it's
That
alright.
makes sense.
It's stabilized.
Cause like you hit a computer screen,
There
it'll
was
do
a
the same
moment when
thing.
the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapao. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me.
that was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapao's camera showed the culprit.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapao, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera? If the culprit went past Amapao to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
Now that you mention it,
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off? How can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapao's camera?
hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
You're very helpful, Twilight.
Oh, one mystery after another! What do you do now? It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
No, that'd be infinite possibilities. I've only got 4.
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
No, there's not.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things
I like
up.
how he goes straight for the couch so we won't get it. We won't die.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Culprit's location. Amapao's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? All this can be solved with just one answer?
On top. Or were top, I should say.
On top of Amapal's head. Transportation. Culprit jumped on it. And they were on top of its head. We were right.
Yay!
Culprit rode
Ah!
on Amapel's head.
Just
Using
kind of
it
hoping
as a
that would
method of
happen.
Transportation.
Stylish. Oh, I was hoping we got wide armor selves.
The door opened!
With
I suppose
every
we did for a
open
little
door,
bit.
it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal. What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said.
Kind of hoping we
The
get a closer
culprit
look at those
rode Amapel and
holograms.
used it to get through.
Oh, there we go.
After we left Amapel in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device.
Yep.
Then they jumped on Amapel's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapel
I mean, they
can
wouldn't even have
stand up
to
100
make the jump,
kilograms
would
of
they?
weight.
They would just need to get behind
So,
Amapal.
someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
The shoe print on Amapel's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it. It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab. By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
That explains.
If it's true, it does
Like, you
solve
kind
all
of.
the
Ah, must be
police
Discord. The
mysteries.
stream's still going. There. That was weird. Discord was frozen, but the stream was still going.
Robot makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized it? You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
That also explains why the footprint was the way it was found, because he jumped from left to the right.
This is the panel
Said
chamber.
about him not feeling sadness earlier.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah?
With the doors
Is
opening.
this the greatest mystery you mentioned?
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
It would have been possible for them to get into the room ahead of us. Easy. While the door was being opened. Jumped off, went and killed the doctor, and then waited.
Or his doctor
Culprit
killed
murdered
him.
the doctor before Amapel entered the room, which means the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapel at some point. It was when the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the doctor's room.
Yeah, when the doors were slowly
Did the
opening,
door jam
just
up at
like
some
this.
point?
That's when the culprit took their chance.
Right. The moment there was enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went inside.
Like this?
I feel like the culprit could have just got off and went around the door.
No, because the floor was still electrified.
Wasn't that disabled though?
No. We'd done the thing, but they would have still been problematic.
Ah,
Because you'd have to turn it all off inside the thing.
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
Is this a joke to you? Your deduction is full of holes. If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Master, you know what to do.
Of course.
I'll take your
So what's the
garbage
argument for
deduction
this
and
one?
toss it in the trash. I am the saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you! The culprit hopped off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible, even for Fink the Slaughter Artist.
How come?
Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit,
I'll slash through this mystery. Amapal is designed so that when its hand is stretched out, it won't execute any other inputs.
Yep. It's designed like that so the wires don't get tangled.
That's why when it was pressing the button for the
And
door,
like,
the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
what Amapal sees doesn't really matter if
maggots,
he's on top
don't
of
get
it,
so full of yourselves.
top of the camera, top of the head,
You're not getting out of here alive.
but the camera would just move with the head. But could Amapal even weighs its head? Or weighs its vision?
No. Nothing moves during that.
So
Oh, you
Amapal
talking about
can move
if
while
it's
the
not-
In general, yes.
I think it might be, but when it's doing something with its arm, it's locked in place and it can't do anything until the arm retracts.
As Yuma
That's
pointed
how
out.
the culprit took their chance.
Since the door opens outward, it's possible to take advantage of the blind spot it creates. That's how the culprit managed to stay outside the camera's view as they enter the doctor's room.
So it's an elaborate murder that took advantage of Amapal's design, and even the direction the door opens. Whoever planned this must have really wanted the doctor dead. I guess you can
Did
call
they
it
plan it?
an obsession. How scary. Just like this passageway. Where will it take us? Perhaps a sweet.
But like, if they planned it, they relied
obsession
on a
for
lot of
display.
luck. For like
Up
specific
the
things to
rear
happen.
please. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're really going?
Huh?
But like, what happens if whoever comes through doesn't solve the puzzle?
Yuma.
It also
And
would
just
have
gets
to
killed by the security system.
would also have to be someone who understands how Amapal works.
When the culprit entered the doctor's room while the door was open,
Huh? Yeah?
at the time, the doctor was in the room, right? If the door opened and an intruder entered, how could the doctor not have noticed?
So what if he did notice? It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is. If he had noticed an intruder, the doctor would have turned to face him,
That's a good point.
which means he wouldn't have been stabbed in the back.
Yeah, it would have been stabbed in the main body or the front of his body.
That piece of trash is right. Your logic is flawed.
Hey, what are you, on the Phantom side now?
Listen to my incredible words of wisdom. Your crappy deduction is worth less than shit! Everything you do is a fucking mistake!
Really taking advantage of that that F word.
Such a versatile phrase. A versatile word. Ugh.
I don't know if there was a YouTube video once like explaining how versatile fuck can be.
Stan Lee did that too.
I don't think I've seen this. I can't want to hear Stanley saying fuck. I should track that down after the stream.
Your deduction is inconsistent!
Shit!
It's full of inconsistencies! By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind.
Shit! Oh fuck, I missed it.
That's all impossible!
I'm all out of whack.
So now the conversation just loops.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Master!
It is there, I just...
Yeah.
I'm all over it today.
You just got sacrificed. Yeah. But you're still waking up, aren't you?
A little bit.
Your deduction is inconsistent.
Your penis is inconsistent.
Full of inconsistencies.
So's yours!
By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed,
It's only been an hour.
it wouldn't be from behind.
Well,
That
Yes.
claim doesn't hold up.
Here you go.
and again, really
No.
Discord is frozen, but not
Culprit
Twitch.
did stab the doctor in
Oh,
the
there we
back.
go.
That's how the body was discovered.
That's why I'm saying your deduction is inconsistent. By your logic, the doctor couldn't have been murdered in that way! The culprit quickly entered the lab. But the doctor was in the room at the time, right? There's no way he missed an intruder.
I mean, I don't disagree on that one.
So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back. Unless you think the doctor was asleep.
I'm just
Is
gonna
there
take
any
a quick
trace of him being
look for the
drugged?
assassin stories up.
I got it.
Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard someone coming.
This is the truth. Wait, the doctor had trouble hearing. That's why he didn't.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right!
shit, what?
Fuck! I forgot about that.
Now you're spouting nonsense. Say whatever.
But that's
you
also
want,
why
it
he did
won't
like
save
talking
you.
to Makoto.
Yeah, 'cause he
So
couldn't
Makoto
move
wears a
his lips.
mask.
There's a gaping hole in your logic. And there's no way you're gonna fill it at this rate. Because you, more than anyone else, you're the one refusing to see the truth right before your eyes.
What? I refuse to see the truth? Vivius said the same thing. But
It's strange, don't you think? Isn't it about time you noticed that something's off here?
huh?
You've solved many mysteries up to now, yet none of them are directly connected to the culprit's identity.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's because the culprit is the hitman.
If that's
But
the
who's the
case,
hitman?
why haven't you reaped the hitman's soul? And that would end the labyrinth.
That's true.
It's not that easy. The culprit will fight back, unless we solve all the mysteries first. Hang on. What are you getting at?
In my eyes, the reason a single mystery hasn't been directly connected to the culprit is because of Yuma's reluctance. It's pushing away the mysteries that lead to the culprit.
Huh?
Oh, that's who I think it's gonna be.
You're closing your eyes to the truth. That's why you haven't touched on the hole in your reasoning.
What hole?
Whatever, that's enough. Just ignore this guy and keep going.
Hey!
Telegraphing it as obviously as I first thought. If I am right.
Yuma. Yuma.
Yeah, ma.
Please go away!
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The huge hole in this investigation?
What are you...
Just ignore him.
Let's review your deduction, shall we? The culprit took advantage of Amapau's locked position and entered the lab. And before the robot entered the room, that person stabbed the doctor from behind. However, they bumped into Amapau while escaping, causing it to fall over.
Or they
That
kicked
was
it.
obviously a mistake, but since it wasn't captured on video, they were able to avoid detection. After that, the culprit went inside the decontamination device in the airlock to hide from you.
That's correct. So what's the hole in my deduction?
It's before all of that. It remains the case's greatest mystery.
Which is?
How did the culprit get past security?
What?
Yeah?
We already told you that. The culprit rode on top of Amapal as Master controlled it and was taken all the way to the doctor's lab.
Wait a minute. How did the culprit get through the second part, though? Riding or
The
not?
toxins.
Yeah. You can't use a gas mask because it seeps into the skin.
Did they actually use a spacesuit?
They maybe.
But if someone was riding on it, how did they get past the high voltage
No,
shocks in the
because if they
panel
were riding a
chamber?
spacesuit, that would have added a fuck ton more of weight. Something's not adding up here.
Oh,
This is the end for you! You have nowhere left to go!
oh, come on! Why now?
I won't let you maggots ruin the peace of Kanai Ward! As the king of Amaterasu Corporation and the
But
guardian
you
of
let it
Kanai Ward,
Soxe easy
I will
because we
stop
just
you here
did it.
and now!
Perhaps
Thanks
this
to
too
Fubuki.
is an obsession.
But the toxins is still
Why
a...
does he insist
mystery.
on covering up the truth? Tell me, what will you do, Yuma? Are you going to stay willfully blind?
No, I'll fight. Whether it's subconscious or not, I won't look away from the truth. I'll find the truth no matter what. This is for the Chief and everyone at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Good luck! You'll never find it. You'll scurry around this labyrinth forever, like blind mice. You'll rot away in it, looking for an answer that will never come! Keep playing with your shit deductions. You still haven't solved the greatest mystery. How did the culprit get past the security? The critical route security system was always live. There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have
Oh, I
found
see
the
what you're
culprit.
doing.
That security system? No living human can breach it.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Fabuka Forte. Would be any way of getting past it. If you fuck up, we can just go back in time. But that would mean that they'd have to be able to rely on that as well.
All got incredibly lucky.
A human could get past the panel chamber by using Fubuki's forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high voltage shocks kept destroying Amapel. But we reversed time every time that happened.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapel. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
But
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
There's only well, no,
What's with
One.
Lightning Boy?
Yeah, he did it himself.
Vivia,
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence. But
What?
if you intend to seek the truth, then I must stand in your way.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
He's going to betray you, Master.
Betray me?
As much as
It's
I'm
up to
kind of
you,
dreading it, I
Eva.
do like this angle.
This is your final chance to save the world you believe in. What are you going to do? It's time to decide your past and your future.
Why, Vivia?
So this is gonna be like the Phantom fights.
Possible.
Yep.
Let me ask you.
Toxic gas properties.
How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas. The culprit will surely die.
Just in case Discord cut me off, so in theory can we do this too?
The gas is a special trait.
Yes. Maybe? I don't know. But, well, actually, see,
Even a gas
I
mask.
don't know.
No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Weska. No one.
This is the truth.
Well, you could still do it. It would just be unfortunately painful.
So whoever did it, would they be going in there to die, basically?
Suicide run, basically. Because you die 30 minutes after it comes into contact with
If you pass through the toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you.
Yep.
Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
What? Don't tell me.
There are no gas masks here that can block this toxic gas. And no fortes that can nullify it.
Well,
There's
no,
only
no.
one way you could get through it. You do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapel taking you to the next room.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas,
Then they...
the culprit...
Is the chief.
This...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Well,
I
How does
hate
it
that
feel
I guessed this
to
right,
have your world
not because of
shatter
being
before
big
your
brain, but
eyes?
because they telegraphed it.
It all. Now you're thinking of the chief. Now I'm in. I think I get it now.
Isn't this what you wanted?
What's he talking about?
Yomi's
Like, I
mystery
wish
victim
if...
and Vivia are both
I wish
right.
it was cause, like, we could figure it out.
I didn't
I hate
want
the
to
fact
know
that I
the truth.
realized it just cause death flags.
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit. And that's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is? It's the hitman, right?
The truth is worthless.
Oh, hello.
Nothing has less value in this isolated, rainy city. No one wants the truth. Not even you! Now, rot away!
I mean, we can't really deny that right now.
No one will get in my way! Kanai Lord, Amaterasu! They both belong to me!
a second, I thought it might have been Fubuki.
Like,
But then I'm like, that makes no sense. Sure, she understands that she has that power, but I doubt she would have constantly been there. Because she was
If
with
the
us
culprit
entire
carried
time.
out the crime like you deduced, then they should be dead from the toxic gas.
like I really do hate the fact that
But no one at the
I didn't
scene
figure it out
died from poison.
myself. I just realized that, like, for Fubuki's forte to appear, that had to be relevant to the case.
Hang on one second.
And why? Oh, you're doing that. I have chocolate. Oh, that's not picking up on the mic. No, worst part about the new mic, I don't really have a clear idea of what shows up and what doesn't. But if it does, enjoy the wonderful Christmas wafer ASMR. Yes, I said Christmas. I am very bad with chocolate, okay? And not in the usual way people are bad with chocolate. So how are we tonight, chat? Or Jet Rod Watchers? Me? Just kind of enjoying my Friday night. Insert the Yakuza song here. And part of me wants to catch up on discussing other magical girls, and that's because of the horny lesbian room. Because if you're not watching that show, you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about when I say that. I'm putting what catch up on the pixel page. Because the fan art for that series has been beautiful.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. It was just a thing about what to get for dinner. Okay.
And I was eating Christmas wafers.
Oh.
What's slightly on about anime.
If you can understand that much, then
Hey,
what
yes,
are
I
you
said
still
Christmas
doing?
wafers. They've been here for 3 months.
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas, but that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth? Your world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
I can't help but feel it's already gone. Twilight.
Your deduction is wrong.
I missed
Don't
it.
disturb the peace.
Again with the Discord freezing? Oh, there we are.
It's not even worth debating.
Maybe I should restart
Is
this
this
computer
the
at
best
some
you can do to
point.
refute it?
Even that causes Chrome to get
Just
angry
get
at
up
me.
and die.
But I really should switch to Firefox with their Brave browser.
With this, I'll expose the truth.
Here we go.
The culprit misrepresented their death by using the hitman. The culprit realized their plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas, so they used the hitman to cover up their own death.
Use the hitman?
Meaning, the hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor. They were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed
Maybe it's
F.
for the best that I did
Doesn't
not
that
stream
belong
tonight with
to
my
the
internet.
All
Oh,
you
there we go.
need is a similar knife. The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his
And these
back?
two guys did mention
The
they
one that
go
Fink the
for
Slaughter
valuable on the
Artist uses,
second-hand
right?
market.
I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the hitman did it?
Stop. Stop, 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 stop! You useless garbage! To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city! There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the hitman!
Huh? What's going on? Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
The time has finally come. Yuma, it's time for you to acknowledge what you've known all along. If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world. Knowing this, will you still expose the truth? Then, show me your conviction.
The clues pointing to the identity of the hitman's target. I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it if you want to burn the world down.
The photo? That'll be something related to the chief, isn't it?
The bloodstained photo found in the hallway near the lab. There was a person pictured with a woman. That was the hitman's target. The real culprit behind this case. The blood obscured the person's face, but I know who it is. It could only be one person. It could only be...
How do you... And who is it?
Didn't mean to do that. Alright.
I wondered what happened. I thought my audio was glitching again.
No. Stop! Don't you dare say another word! No one wants the truth!
I don't understand.
The actor for Yomi does a really good job as an aside.
Oh yeah.
Good luck, Master. I'm always by your side, haunting you.
I get what they're going for, but Yomi and Fink look so out of place. Though at the same time, we know if it is the chief, that's not the outfit that he wore. We kind of needed that. Just launch the demon. No kaiju battle?
Not yet.
Chief. Yoko.
I'll be honest, did not see this coming until we got really to the end.
That's me, like...
You had a
Once we
suspicion.
saw... Yeah. And I hate that it wasn't from me figuring out. It was me realizing something about the UI or how the game is set up.
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the chief was the hitman's target.
Like,
But
it
Chief
really would have
Yako tried to
helped
hide
if
that photo by
that
tossing
clue
it
about
behind the
Fubuki's
houseplant.
forte was handled a little bit
He
more
hid it
subtly.
knowing it'd be an important clue.
But don't really know how you would do
And
that.
that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target. And the chief tried to conceal it. Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Hold on, Master! Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit? Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder? He's knocking on
You got
death's
it?
door just for
Ideas,
this?
Sunny?
I don't want to believe it either. But there's no other way.
That also explains why the chief said he had something to do real quick. But we didn't see him for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget this stuff!
But we didn't see him again until he got stabbed.
Fuck.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the labyrinth cannot function much longer. Anything I do now might not matter.
Kind of wish just for design
Do
we
it
saw
anyway.
the Chief as a mystery phantom.
Because
Big
it's
knife!
something I must do. While the chief takes his final breaths.
Was it always that big?
Vivia.
Yuma. If Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat? Why would the chief send it if he was the killer?
Let
Answer
it
me,
on think.
Yuma.
The cinematic wise, this is really
By
cool.
sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger, which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note. Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
Huh? Their abilities?
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received it too. What was the point of that? Why put them on high alert? What is the truth behind it all?
Sorry, I'm not saying much, guys. I'm just.
The note was
thinking.
sent to the
Yeah, I don't really know
peacekeepers
what to
because
say.
they
take
were
me
also
over.
part of the plan. When the peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene. The master detectives were able to take
Yummy
advantage
himself.
of the commotion to enter the facility. They did it by disguising themselves as peacekeepers.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
This
Because like,
is
after
where
a
the
certain point, you're
peacekeepers
not going to be
also
able to
received
keep
the death
track
threat.
of who's there effectively.
Hey, you still
Because
want
like,
to do this?
realistically, at
It's
what
not too late to
point do
give
you
up.
stop recognizing your workmates' voices?
I am well aware of the danger.
Especially like for
I
big
haven't
city
done this
security
much
force like the
exercise in
peacekeepers.
a long time, but this is something I must do. I can't leave the chief like this.
Vivia.
Which fair enough, my guy.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab. You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the chief, right?
Yes. but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the Peacekeepers will see us. I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that dock.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it, was that also the chief?
He didn't cause the blackout.
Hello?
No, that's not it!
Oh, I missed it.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and
I did
hid
wonder
inside
what would
the
happen if you
airlock.
missed one, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna show that off.
Was the blackout part of the plan?
I
So the
clicked
one
too
who
quickly. I
caused
wasn't meant to. That wasn't the right one.
Was that also the chief?
Nope. Fuck.
No, that's not it!
Ugh. They're doing that on purpose to fuck with me.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it, was that also the chief?
It was Fink, because Fink was there.
The chief was with me in the security room at the time of the blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it. So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job. He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
But why?
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him. We used Amapal and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
So, Master using Amapal and the Sheltered Skank's time rewinding ability at the panel chamber? That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapal and that Forte. The chief knew we'd figure that out.
I think it's more like he trusted us. He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all.
They're not
Gathered
mutually
master
exclusive.
detectives using a fake death threat, then used their Fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder! Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough!
We got some bite on us.
Why did it have to come to this? Chief Yako saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything. Even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times, but still. I really admired him. So, why? Why did you do it? Is this about the woman in the picture? Chief,
Gotta
please
be.
tell me! Or
There's no point in asking. That's just
I'd
a
be a
mystery
girlfriend, a
It's not the
sister,
real Fuzzhead.
a mom. That lady was somebody close to him.
Master, watch out!
I wonder wondered if we were going to see the original.
The phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world, right? Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding, but that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found. So, he hid it behind the potted plant. He left his blood on it, almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
Master, I think you know this, but to exit the mystery labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
Eliminate?
There's an emergency exit.
Are you
We don't really know much
going
about
to
that.
do this?
Problem is, we can't save him anyway.
Hmm.
He's already gonna die. This is just a mercy at this point.
After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die. But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door. Will you still bury him in the name of truth?
It's
Chief
nice that they
took me
aren't
in when I had
trying
no
to
memories
relieve Yuma of his
or
guilt.
anyone to turn to. I trusted him from the bottom of my heart.
Because, like,
Now,
it would
I
be very
have to
easy for them to
end
say,
his
because of the
life.
poison, because of the stab wounds, it's not Yuma's fault if he solves the case.
What he's be doing, basically.
But they're not doing that.
He's doing him a mercy if he does this.
Hmm.
Painless.
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivia, you knew the truth behind this case from the very beginning.
That's why he wanted nothing to do with it. Because I guess he understood what was going on and just thought,
In fact, he's tried to stop us a couple times.
because he knew he wouldn't be able to handle it.
I had a hunch. Because of my spectral projection, I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time. But I pretended not to see. I admired him and the world he had made.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away. Exposing the truth won't save anyone.
It will cause more heartache.
Neither the chief nor you.
I mean, what's going to happen to the agency?
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this. What'll happen to the other
Like,
master
even
detectives
in
if
the,
you die
even in the
here?
moment,
Didn't you say you wanted
how
to
is the rest of the
expose
agency
truth
going to
and
react to
save
the chief's
everyone?
death?
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction. The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue. If you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
I'm starting to realize I'm glad I didn't read that fucking thing about the chief that is downloadable. It's
Oh,
really-
fuck, right, that exists.
I feel like if I'd read that, I would have been fucked. In terms of knowing stuff, I think we'll read that after we do the DLC stuff. We'll go through that.
Because that's a prequel to the events, and, like,
Yeah.
logically, that's what happened to that lady,
the
isn't
truth
it?
is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I always averted my eyes from the truth. For my own sake. My own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything. That's why I entrust this to you, Yuma.
Entrust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God and your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be. I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here. In that sense, we're accomplices.
This lane.
If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand. I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high.
He'll share the burden with Yuma.
Because...
Was he
I,
special?
too,
He's gonna remember
am a
this afterwards, isn't he?
Vivia.
And he knows for a fact that Yuma won't be able to live like this. If he's the only one that knows.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I understand, Chief Yako. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Kinda sad Twililight's not in this cutscene.
Rats. But now we have the denouement.
Oh, this is a big one. Oh, no, it's not. And if it helps, you sounding sad probably makes the writer very happy. Terminal, wasn't it? Intercom, sorry. Ah, fair enough. As depressing as they are to look at, whoever did these panels did a really good job.
Oh.
What? I seriously admit I was not paying attention to the actual questions. I was just looking at the comic.
I didn't realize there was a part. There's a part 1, part 2 to these, some of these parts. Go back to part 1.
Oh, right, Japanese, so this is with manga style.
No, I'm just talking about the parts. See that? Like, look what I go to. If I go
Yeah.
to part 6. There's how to.
Let's go back to the page of
No. Part
the
6.
chief killing the guy.
How to bypass security 1, 2. I was going by the by what I thought was the correct numbers, but there's a part 1, part 2 to some of these parts as well.
But, like, go back to the chief killing Professor Saltomi, please. Thanks, mate. I was reading that right to left.
Yeah. You're meant to.
Left to right, and I should be reading it left to...
Yeah, right.
Whatever, you get what I mean. Was a surprised 5 chapters in, I haven't had a moment like that. Apparently Rebirth only had the second biggest launch behind Final Fantasy 16. Because Alpha Fox just posted something about that in the HC chat. Gotta be more thing in this case, to be honest. But then again, he kind of did all that he needed to do. Unless we find it out in the story.
But there's still more to this dungeon, though.
Yes, we're weeping of the soul.
Step right up, step right up! Peacekeepers, a CEO, a research doctor, a hitman, and master detectives! 2 dead bodies, but lots of shady characters! Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the deduction denouement!
The victim in this case is one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the Doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ. He was a total hermit in the critical lab, with a totally overkill security system.
The culprit made thorough
Well, not
preparations
overkill enough,
beforehand to
apparently.
break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
I feel like that's less humane.
With that out of the way. Posing as a hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the Detective Agency, and the Research Lab. At the same time, they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the research facility.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the Peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the Master Detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan. It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all. The hitman
That's so
infiltrated
smug
the lab
there.
exactly as
If only
planned,
he knew.
and we arrived with Makoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
I was rescued by Desuhiko and the culprit, who were disguised as peacekeepers. With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit
I get
took
why
advantage
they
of the
do
turmoil to sneak
doing
into
it,
the lab.
but Sweetie's calling Yako the culprit.
But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out, separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
The blackout itself was caused by the hitman, right? And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber. Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit directed us. But since that lab used a separate power supply, nothing strange had happened.
His whole "the doctor's in danger" spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
But then, someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. We had to get into the doctor's lab.
At that time, the old geezer was playing games with us. And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap! That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies!
see why you're so happy about it. The Dr. Sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security. The only way through was by using an Amapal. The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express! First stop,
It's a pretty
push
cool
the button
image.
for gas. Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high voltage shocks! One wrong move, and it was instant death. But thanks to that shovel's game, we got all the continues we could want. So, we managed a perfect clear! The critical lab was finally breached!
I mean, it also doesn't really matter if Yaku got
Culprit had
stopped.
anticipated we would get through this way.
Because theoretically, he also wouldn't even remember.
Because he knew that, and he knew that with the power of Forte, at least one of his timeline versions would make it.
Hmm.
They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilled blood. On to the next thing!
Good try. How would we even know? Like, I mean, it's hindsight for you, but even during that, you would not have known.
Like, my Discord has been having issues throughout this stream. Like,
Oh yeah!
theoretically, it could be somebody killing somebody, or it could be just Discord being Discord. Logically, my mind's just gonna go, oh,
Wide
Discord.
enough for a person to squeeze through. The killer snuck inside.
I missed when you were good.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended, so the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then, the culprit boom killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman. Gramps was pretty much deaf, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered. But they knocked the robot over on the way out.
They then went back into the airlock
Oh,
chamber
that's what
vent
I mean when knock it over.
to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman. And stabbed.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable. However, dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer. So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
I guess that means the killer completely trusted in the Master Detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the Doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
Who you
I
sure
can't
of
say
that
for
is?
certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know?
That's also a
Whatever it
possibility.
may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who
But, like,
murdered
Twilight
Dr. Weska
has an
even
idea,
included
but
his
nobody
own
else
death in
knew
the plot.
about the labyrinths after they left them.
Yako Furio! It was you!
I will expose the truth. But why? Chief Yako, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this? Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us? Is this really what you wanted? Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here.
I'm surprised he didn't get at least a little bit.
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami. Shall expunge this cursed case!
You okay, my dude?
All deplorables! Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth! Start the shining rainbow glorious stellar spiral! That resto grande finale!
Also become a marketable plus. Actually, was Chief one of the plussies?
I don't know. The labyrinth's still here.
There's more to the case.
Possibly.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me. I mean, not even I hated Fuzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual. I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Huh?
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought? If so, we could just leave, right?
No, we haven't uncovered everything yet. No, there are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I read the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered. For Chief Yako's sake, please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master. You know I can't resist helping you when you rely on me. First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master!
Oh, it's just Yuma, Twilight, and Cinny. The Chief does not become a marketable plus, at least not yet.
Let's work together as a team!
Inventing mystery and
And apparently all three of them are in stock, so presumably they're out now.
That's right! Go, go, go!
email. We don't know everything about that email.
Twirling, twirling.
Oh, right, we forgot about that.
twirling.
Because who was the contact?
Yeah. Oh, yes!
Booty!
How fitting would be Senran Kagura the next game we do after this because of this shit. That'd be amazing.
I kind of hope it's not, because I want to prepare for that one.
Well, I will be putting it on the list, on the wheel, just in case.
Like, my dream was like, Pancreas No Works videos, but like, it would not be that. It'd be just like, here's characters' heights, here's what they do,
But it's still definitely coming down.
and like, here's like other fun trivia.
Got it.
Yuma,
Like, if I do the New
I'll
Wave girls,
follow
I'd love
you
to
to
tell the
the
story of Cannon's
until you
eyes.
reach the truth.
Thank you.
Where like, her entire family thought she was gonna be special because her eyes became music notes. No, they're just music note eyes.
I do like that. It's a nice, like, oh, you think it's... No. Nope. It's just that. That's it. It's like, wow, okay, that's a twist.
Yeah,
Do you regret this?
like
Yuma?
sometimes no twist is a twist
I'd be
in
lying
its own
if I said
right.
I didn't.
I've been thinking. Remember what the chief
And, like,
said. If you keep
It
that in
doesn't
mind,
come
we'll
until
know
like
who the
long
true
after the
culprit
game
is.
stopped being on consoles.
Doesn't it seem
But they're
like
eye
he wanted
hunters.
you to find the truth?
You guys specialize in the
Even
Cinnamon
though
world, you are like
he was
royalty,
the culprit
CD
himself.
boy.
Why is that?
Maybe there's a hidden truth behind this case.
Or, the header
The
chromium
chief
chicks.
wanted us to find it.
The header chromium.
They're just heterochromia.
Could be some anonymous
I mean, that's
person
still
There's
involved.
nothing special about them past that.
If Anonymous
I like
is
it's
part of this
mutation.
case,
Fair.
I love that kind
they
of
must
mutation,
have a
the
motive
heterochromium.
for killing Dr. Weska as well.
As a kid, I kind
The
of
doctor
wanted
knew
it.
about the
I still
secret
do,
dealings.
but I mean, I
He
have a
was planning to
variation
flee
of
from
in my eyes where they
Kyle by
can shift
himself.
different between 3 different colors depending on the day
Could
or
it
whatever.
be that Anonymous took
It's a very
advantage
rare
of Chief
thing, but
Yako
my
by
eyes- I
instigating
noticed
him
it
to
in my
commit
eyes.
murder?
Yes.
I think the big
It's
thing was
unlikely
me as
the
a
chief just
teenager is
happened
like,
to kill Dr. Weska right as he was
oh,
planning to flee.
fuck. There was a specific
That's
clone
true.
trooper that had it,
Anonymous isn't
but he
just
had it because he got...
involved.
No. He got it
It could be
because
the
he got
mastermind,
salt, and I think
Brianna.
that's where teenage me was like...
Raise my 13th
Where
favorite
teenage
color.
me's kind of problem came in. Because
Why are
that
you
would have been a
telling
very
me
bad way to
now?
get heterochromia.
The case is already solved. All these
What the-
crimes were committed by Yako on his own. Now, get out of here.
What was that voice?
Why, hello, Mr. Strange Voice.
Someone's trying to stop us from solving this mystery. Now we know. The mastermind is somewhere within this labyrinth.
Get out.
Okay, there's a clone trooper called Chopper.
Get out. 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 Get out.
Oh, it's the necklace guy.
What's with this guy? Creepy.
We can't let this stop us. There's one more truth still hidden here. We have to find it. We need to know why the chief committed this crime.
I'll be honest with you, I had a feeling this is going to be a log one.
Right. We'll figure this out.
Because I mean, the chief is an important character. Like, if he's not a main character, he's close to it.
TV Static is our villain.
Yeah.
I love that only if you grew up during the 2000s and the 90s, maybe you can look back and know what this is. Digital kids never have
Right.
to see this.
Solved.
It makes me feel weird sometimes.
Solved.
Like, I was talking to Abby yesterday, and she mentioned something from 2019, like it's like retro. It's like,
No, it still isn't
Bobby,
solved yet.
I
will
am
discover who the
20
mastermind
something.
is.
I remember things long before 2019.
I will solve every mystery. I will not turn away from the truth.
Like, it's weird to think about, but like, a good chunk of my library is older than her.
Goes the culprit. Everything was done by Yako alone. He hired Fink the slaughter artist. He prepared the murder weapon. He even killed the doctor.
Oh, so that's why it's a kind of mystery blob.
So what?
We don't really have a
about
hard
this
culprit yet.
Even if they did, you'll never find out who they
Ah!
are. There's nothing connecting Yako to Anonymous.
I'll slash through this mystery. Chief Yako tried to hide this floor plan along with that photo of himself. It was strange for him to have this in the first place. This is the link between Anonymous and the Chief.
In the name of justice, I will kill you.
Oh, it's Yomi.
It is. It would explain why he was so desperate to keep this shit hidden.
Anonymous doesn't exist.
So Yomi was chatting with Yako, who then plotted to kill
Yako plotted everything.
Wesker,
Who cares about some map?
because Wesker was wanting to escape
Doesn't do a
Kaneward.
damn thing.
Would that sound right?
It has nothing to do with the doctor's murder. This. Anyone.
So I mean, Yomi has got no jurisdiction outside Kaneward, right?
This is the truth.
Yeah, Hunting Ward only. Yeah, it's Yomi. You can see
The
it.
floor plan the Chief had was from the lab's storage.
But that room was locked. No one could enter it. It was completely sealed off. Only the director of the Peacekeepers had access. So, the only person who could have gotten that floor plan was Peacekeeper Director Yomi.
The anonymous person who gave Chief Yako the floor plan and pushed him to commit murder was you, the director of the Peacekeepers, Yomi Hellsmile!
But now what?
Let's find out.
Could only influence the real world aside from Boom killing the
You
culprit.
were the mastermind. You were pulling the strings.
And I don't think
behind the
Yomi's just
scenes.
got to raise his hands up
You
and say,
instigated the
yeah, it
Chief
was
to
me.
commit murder.
I never thought someone as empty as me could feel so much emotion. This is the first time in my life I felt this angry.
How did you do it? What did you do to drive the Chief to murder?
I really like that weird during that, I gotta say.
It's also really good with all the muted, no color.
Like, same with Yomi, he really stands out because of that.
I'm not telling you anything, idiot.
Huh?
So what if you figured it out? Who cares? It's too late now, you pathetic ingrates. Everyone died just as I planned. Now no one can stand in my way. No one can lay a hand on me. You should be grateful. I'm cleaning up this city.
What did you say?
Master, I hate to admit it, but Yomi's right. You can't do anything to him here.
Why not?
He manipulated Fuzzhead from behind the scenes, but he wasn't the one who murdered the doctor. This mystery labyrinth is for the murder of Dr. Huesca. You can't punish Yomi.
Not yet, anyway.
Then what can we do?
And you need to
He
take the
has
battle
pay for
in
what he
real life
did.
to really punish him.
Yeah, you'll have to mystery labyrinth him in his own thing to get rid of him.
We can't do
Which requires him
anything.
to kill a
That's
guy.
why I'm freaking out too.
So,
Even before next chapter, Makoto ends up dead.
Because he seems to kill, have everyone killed by second hand. He just orders people to do it, but he never actually does it.
then why have we been seeking it all this time?
I'd laugh if we just find a flesh cube, and that's the murder
Truth is
victim.
meaningless. I'm in charge in Kanai Ward.
Like, it'd be
I
morbid
have to
laugh.
laugh.
It'd be
Who could have guessed
darkly
things
funny.
would go so well? Yako Furio was a pain in the ass. The only reason I kept him alive is for this moment. He didn't even realize I was manipulating him into killing the doctor for me. How stupid can you be?
I feel like he knew it, just didn't care, to be honest.
I'm curious if they didn't tell us anything about that woman. because it's up to our interpretation, but also we could read about that in the
Yeah.
You'll pay for this.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really curious what's in that PDF now.
Master, I'm
But like, you said you're gonna wait
Mr.
after the
Labyrinth is
DLC,
about
so
to
we'll
be
find out.
destroyed.
I've never
It's
seen.
forces.
I love me a pure evil person as a villain. You don't feel shit for this person. You fucking despise them. That is rare in media nowadays. It used to be all the rage, common and fuck, but for a long time we started getting like villains that were sympathetic because
It's my
it made
one of my favorite things about like comic villains is that a lot of them started like one-note kind of characters, and over time they got fleshed out into what they are today.
He was up to sooner. We might have been able to
Like
stop
Poison Ivy is the poster girl because he was just like eco-terrorist in a time when nature was to be conquered by man. Like the weird buffalo guy in Sly 2, same character.
Bison.
Oh yeah, M. Bison, thank you.
No, wait, was it M Bison? No, isn't M Bison fucking Street Fighter?
Yeah, that's Street Fighter.
Something
Bison.
Yeah. But no, like, I'm not against, because sympathetic villains make you realize how human these characters are, and you can actually understand why they do that, because as an adult you understand it more.
Jane Bison.
But sometimes just a pure villain that's just a fucking nut job is also really good too.
Still, I should be able to bring this memory back into the real world.
Like, I'm not
I'll
gonna
remember
say
this
who it is,
confession.
because spoilers, but I
I'm
really
sure it'll
like
help.
this guy as Seven's
I'll
villain because of that.
interrogate him once we return to the real world.
Because,
It
like,
doesn't
they
matter.
add sympathetic
I'll
elements,
cover it
and it's
all
like,
up.
no,
You're all nothing
I'm
but
not
scum beneath
unsympathetic.
my
I'm not
feet.
sympathetic at all.
I'm untouchable. And now I'm gonna dispose of you like the trash you are.
And, like, if you do Senwen, I will probably talk about Dojin. How you pronounce his name? The same way. Because actually, if we do Senwen, I have to talk about his niece. That'll be interesting because there's fuck all information on her if you're an English speaker. Like, to the point where I thought she was a Yoma for the longest time.
And now we return to the main world.
Hey, hurry up!
Alright.
Execute these scumbags immediately. Criminals have no rights.
You will pay for this!
What's with that look? Are you seriously going to defy me? Well, I don't care. You're all going to die now.
This is real bad, Master. He's serious.
Wait. Director Yomi Hellsmile. We know all about your secret dealings with Dr. Weska.
What?
Autumn always gonna
Did you
kill
say
you too.
something? Maybe I'll kill the loudest one of you first.
Haha,
If you
shut
have
up!
something to say, go ahead. I can't hear you.
That's the
Come
problem
on,
I
who wants
have
to
with
be
like
the
the
first
Mystery
to die?
Labyrinth narratively.
Damn it!
Nothing really changes when we leave them, aside from the death.
Forget it. I guess I'll just kill both of you at the same time.
This guy's
Okay, to be
listening
honest, that does
anything
look
we say.
badass.
If
I'll
it was
give
the
Yomi
real
that.
culprit, I'd boot kill him.
It's all going exactly how he wants. Solving the case didn't help anything.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoy the worst nightmare of your life as you die.
The only one who will be having nightmares is you.
Makoto!
You!
You're not in prison?
Thought you went back to the surface! What are you doing here?
Well, Yomi, there's something I want you to see.
Like,
What do you
If
think of
we
this?
didn't go into the mystery labyrinth, what changes about this?
We wouldn't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, fair.
Unless Makoto, like, has all the documents needed for it. But we also did a lot of growth as well because of it.
Hmm. Us and Twilight.
How did you get that?
Most of the secret deals you've been making over the years are listed here. Looks like someone's been
Job,
keeping the
Yomi.
books. You conspired with Dr. Weska and leaked Amaterasu's technology to other national enterprises. And with the money you obtained, you bribed the right people to control this city.
Lies! You made that all up! Hey! I don't care if he is the CEO. Arrest this masked freak! We can't let this outsider barge in here and take control of this city! Capture him, execute him,
He's not an
chop his head
outsider.
off, crush
Oh, yes,
his
he is.
skull! What's wrong? Why are you just standing there? If you're scared, then I'll offer a bounty! Whoever kills him gets 100 million shin! Why won't you obey me?
What happened to his
He's using
guns?
false information to tear the Peacekeepers apart! You want that? You'll all be out of a job! Kane Ward is better off without people like him! This city's fallen into ruin ever since he showed up! Now follow my orders! This city doesn't belong to him. It belongs to me! The great Yomi!
You're the one that's caused the problems, you fucking dickhead.
I am
I'm sorry,
one myself,
Director
though.
Yomi.
What?
This city doesn't
You're not a
belong to
cube.
anyone.
You... Martina, you're alive?
Makoto stopped the execution order you issued. I am here today thanks to him.
That explains why we never saw her as a keychain.
Martina is right.
You know, Star Wars
Kane
that
Ward
trash compactor.
belongs to everyone who
I'm just
lives
picturing
here.
him stopping it like just before the cross.
It doesn't belong to you.
Shinigami?
Probably best
Like,
to stay quiet and watch for now.
You point out the keychain, but like I always have pictured the end result being like the Murasaki cube.
You're on that
I
freak
believe I
side
mentioned it
now.
when it happened.
I won't stand for this. You're a member of the Peacekeepers. I won't allow such insubordination!
Director Yomi, there's something I'd like to say to you. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to consult with a lawyer.
What?
Your reign
Given
is
what he
over.
wanted to do to her, that must feel really nice to say.
Oh yeah.
Now, everyone, arrest the offending suspect. Please, do not be too rough. Even criminals have rights.
Damn it. Damn you!
I just
Mark
noticed
my words, you masked
the
bastard!
word guard.
Yomi Hell
Wasn't he
Smile
the
will be back.
masochist guy?
Yeah.
And when I am, I'll kill you! I'll rip you to pieces for taking everything from me!
You never deserved anything from the beginning, you psychotic bastard.
You're all dead! I'll kill every last one of you!
As we discussed before, upon receiving his punishment, I hereby resign from my role in the Peacekeepers.
You don't have to.
In fact, would you like his job?
Hang on, I'm just gonna go get my pizza. I'll be right back.
Oh, pizza. Looking at my tabs, I just realized I said same character for Sly Bison Guy, but I should have said the same plot lines. Oops. And closing tabs, the clone trooper I mentioned earlier appeared in an episode called The Hidden Enemy, and apparently only that episode. So I'm thinking of a different clone trooper, which there's like 5,000 of them, technically. Was that the order? That's probably very likely. Because, like, none have happened throughout. Probably happened with Star Wars. Like, the Jedi just did not give a fuck if the clones personalized their armor. Oh, marketing. I mean, fuck, what's the word? The in-universe explanation, not the out-of-universe one. To be honest, it's 10, so this is the point where my brain starts to shut down anyway. Oh, that's annoying. Not to mention that to Jet when he gets back, but apparently all the Adult Swim games are getting delisted. So to be honest, the only games I've heard of on this list is Duck Game and Samurai Jack. Oh, Swiss is going to sleep.
Alright, our turn. Sorry about that.
Let my juice up. So a little bit of bad news I just found out about.
Oh, no.
Apparently all the Adult Swim games are getting delisted.
Adult Swim games?
Yeah. Like Duck Game, the Samurai Jack game a couple years ago. To be honest, the entire rest of the list means nothing to me, because I don't think I've heard of them.
Probably, I imagine some,
Probably
some Rick and Morty games as well.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit about
Rick and Morty, Virtual Rick. I still defend like the first 2 seasons. Just after that.
The VR game was pretty good, from what I've heard. I might at least get that. Pick that up. But, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Hey, what?
I'm sure these games are good, it's just I haven't heard of them.
I heard of the unlicensed adventure game. Which is pretty funny. But again, this was all early season stuff before it all went to shit.
I must. This is my way of taking responsibility as his accomplice. Well, Chief Executive Makoto, I hope you will
Also, while you were gone, I loaded up the picture page, and I find it really funny that the Chief now has a Koikatsu card. Didn't want it straight for me to find that out.
Sorry for causing so much trouble. That should settle things for now.
What's going on?
While the
It doesn't look like
peacekeepers
it's
had their
public
hands full
yet.
with the lab incident, I snuck into Yomi's room and looked around. And there, I found this file. It's all thanks to you.
Don't tell me. You meant to bring us here to be a decoy from the start?
It was all just a series of coincidences.
Looks like I wasn't able to die once
I
again.
don't fully believe that.
Well, at least things worked out.
That was really dangerous. I thought you were done for, Master.
Makoto showing up really saved us. Though it seems like he was using me and the others.
That pisses me off. Let's give him a piece of our minds.
Yeah. I think it's about time I talk to him.
I'm sorry about what happened to Chief Yako. With Yomi gone, there's a change in the winds of Kanai Ward. Even through the endless downpour, I will rebuild this city from the ground up. Because I love this city more than anyone else.
I see.
By the way,
Oh, right, we still
how
need
did
to
your
find a corner
investigation
there
at
in
the
this
secret
lane.
lab go? Did you find what you were looking for? You know, the so-called immortal monster, the homunculus.
No, I didn't find anything.
Maybe homunculi are just rumors. But let me know if you'd still like help in your search. If it's within my power, I'll permit you detectives to search anywhere in Kanai Ward.
Thanks.
Well, I need to get going. You should return to your friends. I'm sure they're worried about you.
Plus, you need to tell everyone what happened to Fuzzhead.
I feel like they know.
Oh, one more thing. I have a gift for you, my friend. To express
I mean,
my
I
gratitude.
assume we still can't tell them about Cinny.
Kanai Ward will be reborn, thanks to you.
And Vivian knows.
I haven't done anything.
No, that's not true. Please, accept the gift. We're friends, aren't we? Oh, but don't open it yet. It's a bit of a surprise.
There's a bunch of bombs from Final
Okay.
Fantasy.
See you later.
Final Fantasy 4.
Phew.
Look, he's back!
Are you alright?
That's
We
morbid.
saw a bunch of peacekeepers heading that way.
Well, how did the investigation go?
The case is closed.
Closed? Really?
I see. I'm relieved to hear that.
Did we pick up the picture
Now
along
the
the way?
chief
Because that'd be
can
the
rest
easiest way to
without
explain
any
it.
regrets.
I
Rest?
think we've had it with us.
Wait.
since
Do you mean the chief?
No, because we can't have. 'Cause it was back at the Plotted Plans,
Yeah,
right?
but we
You're
picked it
joking,
up from out of there.
right?
When we were still in the real world.
He passed away quite a while ago. I was hoping he would live until Yuma and the others returned, but there was nothing we could do.
A while ago? And that means he was dead before the Mystery Labyrinth. No.
You know, I
It
question
can't
why
be.
Halal was still doing
Chiyoko,
CPR, but at the same
please.
time,
Tell me you're only sleeping.
it probably just helps him mentally.
I will turn back time now. So please, open your eyes.
Stop it. There's no need to keep pestering the chief.
To be honest, I expected her to just start
I
pants.
wish
She's
I could
like,
do something
I
too.
took 4 twice. It's still
Dead.
nothing.
Wouldn't
As
matter.
a detective,
Yeah.
you should understand that.
My fingers are break from clicking the button. Just left it on auto.
Don't sob like a baby.
I know that's what I do for
I want to
Affogato.
cry too, but
Though that has got some really weird breaks between certain text boxes. It keeps spitting me out. The fucking pause, man. I'm sorry.
Was he already dead? Or was it due to the mystery labyrinth? We'll never know.
Okay, that was absolving Yuma of guilt a little bit.
I think
was gonna die anyway,
I'll
so-
head home now.
Mm.
My business here is done.
so cold-hearted. As usual. He's like an emotionless robot.
Vivia. We should head back too. With the chief, of course.
I was wondering if one of our detectives would die throughout this. Did not expect it to be the chief, though.
Kind of wish we at least got to do a mystery lab with him. And Wendy, of course.
He wouldn't have been able to come in anyway. He doesn't have a forte.
Yeah, no forte.
I'm thinking chapter 5, all of the detectives with fortes are going to come into the labyrinth.
That'd be nice. I mean, you haven't been using it to my knowledge, but there's a mechanic with, like, your partners, right?
Master, how long are you gonna let this get you down? I know you're shocked that Fuzzhead was the culprit. But you and I
And
solved it
Fuzzhead is
together,
dead because of
so
it.
shouldn't we be celebrating?
Well, possibly
Solved
because
it?
of it.
Yes, we did learn the truth. But it didn't resolve anything. What's the point of solving something if it doesn't save anyone? In the end,
This is a good question.
we still don't know why the chief did it.
Thank you there. I was going to bring it up.
How could you even consider it solved?
I understand why you're upset. Alright, I'll leave you alone for now.
Hi, Wendy.
I thought you'd be here.
Kurumi.
Hey! I just promised I'd give him some alone time!
Are you sure you should be walking around alone at this
You can
hour?
have alone time with Wendy. That's
I
how it
heard
works,
about
right?
Chief Yako. Hey, Yuma.
So be the rule that says you have to be alone with
We make a mistake.
your alone time.
If we didn't try to find that secret lab, maybe Chief Yako would still be alive.
I don't know if what we did was right or wrong. But either way, I think it would have ended like this eventually.
I'm glad to see that you've returned safely.
Thank you.
To tell the truth, while you were at the lab, I looked into Chief Yako's past a bit.
Oh.
Huh?
I was just curious. Do you remember that talk on the submarine?
In case you don't.
To me, this town is my life. My bitter past, my fun memories, they're all right here. I just wanted to protect the happiness I found within arm's reach. But it wasn't easy. It was too much for me to handle on my own. And as a result, I lost everything. I was an empty shell until you all came along.
In short, the chief lost his wife 4 years ago.
Oh, so he was a
She
wife.
was a researcher at Amaterasu's lab.
The chief's wife was an Amaterasu researcher?
On top of that, his wife's death was declared an accident. But there seems to be more to the story. At the time, the lab's head researcher was suspected of leaking technological information. It was the chief's wife that blew the whistle. If what she said was true, he would have been removed. But on the day before the commission came to investigate, an experiment went wrong and exploded, killing her.
It's obvious that someone was trying to silence her.
Yeah. Chief Yako probably suspected that too. He was conducting his own investigation. In the end,
So it wasn't
I don't
fully
know what
investigate
conclusion
like cheaters and stuff like that.
So that's who the chief wanted to protect most. It's what he meant when he said he lost everything.
And the person his wife accused was... Weska.
Dr. Weska.
Do you know who that is?
That softy, yeah.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. It's getting late. Let's head back to the detective agency. The chief's final words. I think they were actually meant for himself.
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
But I think he was wrong. Because everyone is mourning you, Chief. Chief, I've made up my mind. No matter how cruel it may be, I will expose the truth hidden in this city.
Hey, did you come up with this dish yourself? I've never had anything so tasty.
Thank you. Cooking is all I'm really good at, after all.
Are you hungry? Can I make you something at the agency?
Well, I guess I haven't eaten in a while.
What? This Splatty is gonna mix something dangerous into your food. I suggest you stay far away. Alright. What should
I
I
mean,
make?
heal us out
I need to
with
cheer
the
you
other
up.
apron. Look, it's been a somber part. Let me be pervy for humor.
I know. We're nearly at the end of this.
Oh, his Kate actually does that?
Which explains why his when his shadow variant could
Phantom, but close enough.
Yeah, had the fucking whip sword.
I'll go on ahead and make something in the kitchen.
She seems rather considerate. She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
I wish you'd be more considerate to me.
Oh, wait, City, you had an apron.
Quickly look at him, Maria, and then we'll talk to Vivia.
Aren't you gonna talk to that anemic vampire?
Oh!
Give us time.
There's a trash pile that you can look at. At least I think.
So while you wanted one, I'm gonna make some juice.
Alright.
By the way,
Yeah.
Trash pile my ass, you lied to me. Just talk to the chief. I mean, talk to Vivian about the truth.
Yuma, does light shine into your world now that you've obtained the truth?
I don't know. It's like you said. I feel as though the world's ended. I tried so hard to find the truth. Should I not have done that?
You should ask yourself that tomorrow. The you of tomorrow will have an answer for the you of today.
As usual, I'm not quite sure what you mean, Vivia. What's that?
It was hidden in the drawer of the chief's desk. It seems like a letter from Anonymous.
Anonymous? You mean Yomi?
Of course, he didn't know Anonymous was Yomi. This letter mentioned the truth behind his wife's death 4 years ago.
The truth?
It describes how Dr. Weska conspired to murder her. The facts were laid out, cold and calculated. I wonder, how did the chief feel when he read it? It's not hard to imagine him burning with a desire for revenge against Dr. Weska. By the way, this letter arrived right after I was dispatched to Kanai Ward. In other words, the motive and means were both in the chief's hands.
So the letter was the trigger.
In my ghost form, I've seen the chief staring at this letter in secret many times. Back then, I didn't know what he was reading. But I know the chief was thinking about it constantly. Perhaps the map of the lab was sent together with this letter.
If so, then it was a total setup.
I'm sure the chief deeply regretted using our fortes as part of his crime. Or maybe that's just the truth I seek. Maybe it's nothing more
I can believe it.
Wishful thinking.
You might be right. I think the chief wavered back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people think Vivia is cold-hearted, but I think he cared deeply for the chief. He really did.
It's like you
admire
don't
him.
really get to that stage if you don't feel
I think
happy
he's
to some
terrible at
degree.
showing it. He needs to work on his facial expressions at the very least.
By the way, Yuma.
Like, particularly that we
Yomi
mentioned
definitely
Senwood
was the
earlier, but I feel
mastermind
he's got
who
the
worked
same
in the
form as
shadows to put
Hecate,
this
where like
together.
he
With that
feels
aside,
emotions, but his brain's just
There's
like,
one
what
more
do?
person I'm curious about.
You mean Makoto Kagutsuchi? I know. Do you think it was a coincidence he brought me to the lab today? Or... Oh, the phone.
It's a call from the WDO. We should go back inside.
God damn.
What? Please, please let us see that.
I'd love that too.
Like he just whips off that coat like a Yakuza character.
End up looking like Maki from fucking Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
I know about Yako Furio. Who could have suspected that a proud detective of the WDO would
Hello
commit
again,
murder?
Copycat.
He doesn't know anything.
If only the World Detective Organization had sent support to Kanai Ward sooner.
Stop
I mean, what would that
There's
have
no point in
changed?
saying that now.
I can hear you. Enough idle talk. Focus. The only thing a detective
Oh, yeah,
must
this is
do
supposed to
is
be.
solve cases. Concentrate on solving mysteries. Emotions will only shackle you as a detective. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. I know you're suffering from the loss of your chief, but the investigation must continue. Until Kanai Ward's ultimate secret is revealed, the great global mystery will never be solved. These are heavy responsibilities. It demands your complete attention.
All these bits in your fur.
In that case, please tell us, what is the great global mystery? Many master detectives have already been killed. Keeping us in the dark could lead to more deaths. Like what happened to our chief.
Very well. The great global mystery is...
These nuts.
a mass kidnapping case.
What?
Kidnapping?
Yes, countless people from around the world have been kidnapped and taken to Kanai Ward. We are searching for the heinous criminal responsible.
Heinous criminal? Lots of people have been taken to Kanai Ward?
But where could they gather that many people in this city?
Well, I have an idea.
The Forbidden Zone?
Seriously?
Halara seems to know something. You'd better go have a chat, Master.
Halara can stand for a second, so put air on
Nice, I'll pet my kitty. I wonder if his C is going to pick up. Well, that's just something for me.
Alright.
Yes, kitty?
Talk to Halara. Let's do this.
The restricted area. They could gather all the kidnapped people there.
Oh, it's restricted area.
That would be the perfect place to hide them.
I was planning on discussing it later, but there is some new information about that place. It appears that the restricted area does in fact have a corpse disposal facility.
But I don't want to do it.
However, there are lots of rumors about the restricted area. For example, they even say it's a corpse disposal facility where bodies from Kanai Ward are dumped off. What? That rumor was true?
In Kanai Ward, corpses rot easily due to the humidity from the rain, so they are quick to retrieve bodies. The corpses are then loaded onto trucks and transported to the restricted
Was
area
this that
for
been mentioned
disposal.
once a chapter?
Yeah.
But that process is managed by a department with a handful of people working directly for Amaterasu's CEO. On top of that, they are only involved in transportation. They aren't aware of what happens afterwards. How the bodies are buried and who buries them is a mystery.
All of this secrecy around the burials. It's suspiciously cautious.
But
The
why?
CEO is that Makoto guy, right? Does he have something to do with the corpse burials?
But how is the global kidnapping case related to a corpse disposal facility?
I know! They are forcing the kidnapped people to bury the bodies!
I doubt it.
So you don't need
Why
a couple
bother
people
kidnapping
for that,
just for
wouldn't you?
that?
Anyway, there's definitely something happening in the city. Something sinister.
We just don't know what it is.
While we're at it, perhaps I should share the information I've obtained as well.
Huh? You got something too?
That anemic vampire knows something. I sure wish we...
I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on here. But while I was using spectral projection to search for the secret lab, I kept hearing about a strange rumor in town. There's a taboo among Kanai Ward's residents. Something they must never discuss in front of outsiders.
Taboo?
Oh?
He's probably the only one who could have learned that. I doubt anyone would mention it in front of detectives.
So what was it
Maybe
about?
Lightning Boy.
The blank week mystery.
The blank week mystery?
Unfortunately, all I know is its name, and that it's taboo to mention it in Kanai Ward.
Huh? That's it? I don't get it.
Well, it does sound ominous. Maybe it has something to do with the mass kidnapping and the restricted area.
All we have to go on is the term.
The blank week mystery is taboo in Kanai Ward. I wonder if Kurumi has heard about it. I should ask her after this meeting with number 1.
She's an informant who may be hiding information. If that's true, we'll have to torture the info out of her.
The Great Global Mystery.
I mean, we also just have
the
not asked.
restricted area, the Blank Week Mystery, and a heinous criminal pursued by the WDO. After coming this far, we're still discovering more mysteries. How are they all connected? What is going on in Kanai Ward?
Detectives, listen closely. If this case is ignored, then more people shall end up becoming the victims of this criminal. The only ones who can stop it, the only ones are us detectives. The World Detective Organization will never overlook a mystery. Any
I hope you're
and
not
all
picking up on the
truths
mic,
must
kitty cat.
be exposed, understand? We are aiming, as always, for a perfect solution. And as long as I'm involved in this investigation, I will be the one to guide us toward finding
And
that
before
perfect
somehow he's the
solution.
murder victim on the next chapter.
Our moment of truth is finally at hand. Go forth, proud detectives. Eliminate all mystery.
What?
I was kidding.
What's going on?
What was that flash?
Number 1, I heard an explosion. What's that? Another branch. A newsflash. Alright, give me the video feed.
We bring you breaking news. The WDO headquarters has been struck
Oh.
by a terrorist bombing. Here's live footage from the scene. You can see the fierce fire consuming it. For those of you just tuning in,
Terror attack?
Hold on. The World Detective Organization? No way. Impossible.
What is this? What is happening? Master, this is...
Incredibly bad. What the?
What is this?
Kodo!
I must rewind.
No. It's gas. Everyone, hold your breath.
I wanna die someday.
Hey, Master!
And he rebuilt the sub so he knows we're in here. Perfect insider.
I'm not gonna get a double S with this
Good so far. There we are.
one. Yeah. Took too much damage.
Also, you be careful on that chair, little kitty. You'll fall off. Oh, how put my cat? Can your purring get picked up on the mic? Of course, you stopped then. So next chance I get, I should rub your belly for those bitty bits. Because I felt them in your fur. So where are we?
Where
am I?
Fucking raincoat.
Oh yeah, we were. A peacekeeper?
What was that? Where are we?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good. Oh man, this place is giving me the creeps.
Well, let's just look around and figure out where
I
we
don't
are
think
for
that was a
now.
peacekeeper.
What the heck was that? No, wait. I have to figure out where I even am.
So where did Makoto drop? In the slums?
This is...
Oh no.
Oh, it's that one door in the Spencer Mansion.
Kurumi!
She's dead!
No, she's not! Kurumi, wake up!
I was about
Kurumi!
to say.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yuma? Where am I?
I don't know.
We would
I
like
just
to know
woke
that
up too.
ourselves.
Where the fuck?
These aren't the slums.
No, this is someplace Japan.
Maybe this is the restricted zone?
What is this place? I've never seen anywhere so creepy.
You don't know where we are either?
It's raining, so it's probably somewhere in Kanai Ward. But I don't recognize anything here. Who knew there was a place like this in Kanai Ward?
There are some rundown shacks over there. Looks like a rural village.
Hey, Yuma. Do you remember how you were brought here?
Let me think. Smoke suddenly came out of my pocket, and I fell unconscious.
It must have been a powerful sedative. You were instantly KO'd. I got knocked out too.
And like, if Fubuki can rewind
seeing on
in
the
time for a
news
car
before
crash,
I
he must be
passed
quick on
out.
that drawer.
The WDO building was bombed by a terrorist.
Huh? It was?
Could this be related to the explosion? Who could have done this? The criminal being pursued by the World Detective Organization? What's going on? This is totally bizarre.
And where is everyone else from the detective agency?
If they were taken away like we were, then they should be nearby. We should search around here for now.
Master, be careful. I'm worried about that weird shadow from earlier.
Right. What was that thing?
Oh, good. Chapter 5. I was waiting for this to show up.
And then I was gone. Well, bye, guys.
Well, I mean, this is a good point to stop.
I am curious what that shadow was, if it's not a peacekeeper, but we'll find out on Monday.
Creepy here. It's like the afterlife.
If we don't find out now.
You have no idea what the afterlife is like, kiddo. Want me to show you the real thing?
Come on, let's go.
Okay, yeah. Here's a good place. Let's just quickly do some get the abilities.
Oh yeah, we have those.
Go for Which one do you think?
I don't think it really matters.
Oh. Let's go for some vitality.
Gone half health, have we?
Alright.
Movement speed.
We'll also next week check out the gumshoe gap because I think we got got another one with Yako.
Princess Kaguya in the Bamboo Grove.
Which I feel like is haven't unlocked that one.
This won't fit in the the construction site beyond the redwoods. I feel like that's gonna be the easiest to find.
These are all things we can do next on Monday. Get the last of these done.
Lightning boys.
Pit.
Going home because I mean, fair enough.
Okay, let's save. Who's our pal? Us. Okay. Well,
fair enough.
Folks, we come to an end of another session of Master Detective Archives Raincode. Holy shit. Whoa. What a fucking session. Like, goddamn. This was a hard one. In terms of,
like, sorry for us not being funny, but at the same time, we were kind of lacking material to be funny.
That, and it's just like, what do you really say during that to be funny without being disrespectful? What's going on? Oh well, that's fine.
So I mean, I can be offensive and crude, but like I have my limits.
With that being said, though, we will come back to Chapter 5 of this game next week on Monday. So, we'll probably learn a lot. God damn. There's just so much that happened during that Mystery Labyrinth. I was just not expecting it. And again, what?
I'm really curious about that PDF.
Yeah. Well, we'll be checking that out once we're finished, because I feel like it could easily spoil the game, and I don't want that. Or it might
So I
not.
mean, like, Monday we get to the Mystery Labyrinth. Friday we clear out the Mystery Labyrinth. Halara, Lightning Boy, Fubuki, the Chief, Vivia. So like 7 streams, and then we see the PDF.
No, because from what I understand, those DLCs are like 45 minutes long.
So we could do them all in one session potentially.
Yeah, there's not much gameplay. It's all story.
But the same thing.
Yeah. That's fine. We could get that done. Don't worry. But yeah, we'll see you guys
So like
on Monday for more of this. You guys all have a good one and take care.